Okay.
All right, boys, here we go.
Okay. He's bowing.
여러분 안녕하세요. 검은 사막 총괄 프로듀서 김재입니다.
He's saying hello. I am
지난 두 번째 심야 토크
the
이후
head producer,
3주
Jay.
만에 이렇게 다시 인사드립니다.
He's saying hello after 3 weeks from last time.
제가 좀 큰 실망을 안겨드리기도 했고
Last time he seemed to have disappointed us, and he's here to address us in an honest way. That's why he came alone.
토크에서는 제가 이제 다양한 분야에 대해서 이야기하고 싶은 좀 욕심에 각 주제에 대해서 깊이 있게 다루지를 못했었습니다.
He said on the first time that they spoke, they wanted to cover a lot of different topics, so he didn't get into depth for it, so they apologize.
전달해드리지 못했습니다.
This is an apology. He's just apologizing. He said the second time,
We expect this.
second late night talk.
토크에 대한 아쉬움 때문에 저에게 기대하셨던 부분이 더 많았으리라 생각합니다.
He's saying the second time, I'm sure that you guys were expecting more
게시판에 안
because the first one didn't go so well, so he wants to apologize for that.
안 된다라는 답변을 들려드리면서 고집스러운 자세를 보였습니다.
He started for being showing a stubborn stance on things.
가장 선두에서 제공해드려야 하는 입장인데 그러지 못한 점 그리고 이로 인해서 무언가 여러분들께 실망과
Oh, he's reading his script soon.
진심으로 사과드립니다.
You can tell he's reading
He
a
sincerely
teleprompter.
apologizes for not being able to meet our expectations, and he's saying that he will try better, and he's saying that he should have been the main focus should have been listening to our feedback. And he's bowing again.
He said that
He
last
came
time.
alone, guys, to apologize.
많은 반성과 고민을 했습니다.
He thought he had a lot of reflection before doing this one.
발생한 일련의 상황들에 대해서 저의 생각을 먼저 이야기드리고자 합니다.
He wants to share his thoughts on the several things that happened in the past few months within this year.
2013년부터 지금까지 무언가 여러분들과 함께하고 있습니다.
He said he has been with current adventures since 2013 to today.
무언가께서 저에게 이제 말씀해 주셨듯이
He's been with Prolibus since 2013.
저에게도 또 하나의 친구이자 인생입니다.
He says that we are his friends and his life.
뭐 사고도 많이 쳤고
뭔가 the adventures of this game are his life.
이런 여러 과정을 겪으면서 한 번도 변하지 않은 제 소원이자 바람은 한 명이라도 더 많은 분들이 저희 게임을 재밌게 즐겨주셨으면 좋겠다는 것이었습니다.
His main goal was to make sure that even if just one more person could truly enjoy this game, would have made him the happiest.
이런 욕심은
I'm missing a lot.
개발하는 입장에서 당연한 것이라 생각했고 이런 마음으로 더 열심히 하는 것이
Send Acorn, thanks for the reset, man. Welcome back for 2 months.
He thought that just trying his best for us was the sincerest thing he could have done for us. And he says, as we know, the last few months, a lot of new adventures has come into the game.
또 이런 상황을 예상하지 못했고
No one could have expected what happened.
His
And they
best the last
they
few
weren't
months has
prepared
not
enough.
been great.
사실입니다. 그런데
And-
저희보다 더 열심히 신규 모험가 분들을 환영하고
But he said,
우리 모험가 분들을 보면서 정말
He's saying
감동이
he-
벅차올랐습니다.
he's saying he's very surprised and happy about
모험가 분들의
the players that were really welcoming to the newer players
까지
rather than they were.
정말 너무 감사했습니다.
He was very
It's a lot
grateful
of
for
fluff,
that.
guys. A lot of fluff.
As a developer of Black Desert,
함께하고 있다는 건
being
정말
able to be with us, the adventures,
행복하고 행운인 것
makes him truly happy and blessed.
DDXL, thanks for the reset for 3 months, man. You're a hero. Welcome back, man.
보답해야 한다고 생각을
Oh,
했었어요.
he's got to
that-
apologize.
For
He has to
they
do
felt
this.
that we deserve something from them.
이런들은
Compensation?
기쁘고 감사한 마음에
Boys?
한없이 들떠서 평소보다 더 많은 욕심을 냈고
He said they got really greedy and very ambitious,
모두가 한 마음으로 무리한 일정
trying to make us happy.
따라와 주었습니다.
Hammer?
하지만 이런 과정에서
He said that they were all collectively following
이용해서
the direction that they thought was correct.
나가고 있는 모험가분들의 진입을 막는 소수의 극단적인 모험가분들이 계셨고
He said there was a small group of people that was really bothering and harassing the main core community, and they're realizing.
선택이 필요하다고 느꼈습니다.
So he felt that there has to be a decision to be made to stop these people harassing the main core community.
Been like this forever, though.
지금보다 더
Like-
재밌게 검은 사막을 즐기실 수 있을 거라
I'm
생각했습니다.
glad they fixed
He
it.
thought that by doing so, he could have made everybody,
하는 선택을 했습니다.
he could make everyone happy, or the majority happy. So that's why he decided to get rid of the Guild War one-sided decks in order to protect the majority of the community.
매우 중대한 결정이었습니다.
And he said that this is a very
때문에 저는
it was a very drastic decision that he made
이유에 대해
that really affected the politics within the game.
충분한 설득과 양해를 구했어야 했습니다.
He said that he thinks that he should have approached us first with the idea and asked for our opinions and communicated better before coming through with the changes.
조급한 마음에 대체할 만한 컨텐츠의 준비도 없이 새벽 시간 통보라는 결정을
Okay.
받았습니다.
I think the
So he
one-sided
said
deck
he
changes were
decided on the
fine.
2
If,
a.m. or very sudden patch
더 잡고
out of angst,
개발 일정을 바꾸고
thinking that he could just save the game
편애하시는 내용들 그 중에서
without any other content provided after getting rid of the one-side guild deck PvP content.
well, if they rework open world PvP, then it'll be okay. But they can't just remove one-sided guild decks and
Yep,
expect
he
it
said
to
he
be
was
okay.
influenced a lot by the new players and also the new streamers, the big streamers that were coming into the game at the time. So they wanted to wreck as fast as they could.
I like that they addressed harassment. I like that. They just didn't help open world
They said the
PvP.
reason that they were to react fastly was because that the original veteran players have always been giving feedback already.
Guys, I think he's going to revert the change.
And he said up till now he was only able to do it little by little, even though you guys have been waiting for so long with a lot of feedback.
Guys, I think he's going to revert it.
And now he thinks that everyone was feeling that the veteran parents feel like they were never heard, but the only developments that came through was from the new streamers and the new players. And he's saying that's a miscommunication on our part. We do realize that you guys were giving us feedback for a long time, and those were in preparation, and they came through at the timing of after realizing the new players and the new streamers really needed those changes also.
분명 좋아할 거라고. 그리고 지금 집중하고 있는 새로운 방향성들은 좋은 결과를 가져올 거라고. 그렇게
He truly believes that the new directions that they're going, and they will continue to try as hard as they can, and they believe that they can continue to make our adventures happier.
생각 없이 그 올바른 설득과 소통의 과정 없이 혼자만의 확신에 깊이 빠져 있었던 것 같습니다.
And he thinks that his lack of communication and deciding that his decision was right was too
명목하에
sorry, I got cut off. Was too something.
잡고 싶다는
Obviously too.
제 스스로의 욕심이 더 컸던 것 같습니다.
He thinks that his own selfish ambition was bigger than what should have been done.
실망감이 커지게 된 것 같습니다.
And I think that's the reason of the disappointment of all the players.
다시 한번 머리 숙여 깊이
He wants to apologize one more time for his selfishness and personal ambition getting in the way of the happiness of the majority of the players.
They just need to fix open world PvP. As long as they keep harassment under control, it's going to be okay, guys. If they revert it and harassment comes back, I'm going to be pissed. As long as they keep banning people.
What we'd like to hear from him today of this late night talk.
크게 두 가지 주제로 좀 준비를 해봤는데요.
Okay, he decided to split into two big parts. The first part is
개선해야 할 PVP 컨텐츠에 대해서
about changing the PvP content.
Oh, boys.
최근에 많이
PvP content, number one.
되는 운영 이슈들을 비롯한 여러 가지 문제들에
Oh, pause
Number two is
champ.
about
듣고 싶은
sorry,
이야기가
progressing,
있으실 것 같은데
not progressing.
하나씩 차근차근
the direction on directing the game and organizing the game is directing too. So it's PvP content
PVP
and how they're going to be running the game is number two.
Okay.
이제 상상되는 것들이 여러 가지 있으실 텐데요.
Is when you think of PvP, there's a lot of things that you guys think about. It's a by each every player has a different stance on PvP.
적인 장면을 좀 떠올린다면 아마 혼자가 아닌 길드원과 함께 즐기는 필드 전쟁 이런 필드 전쟁과 같은.
So he
Hopefully-
thinks that maybe some of you guys have different inputs. He thinks that a lot of good memories probably came from guild versus guild and open world PvP.
이 뭐 일어났던 지역을
Hopefully it's a full GvG like open world rework.
길드원들이
Bro, please don't just roll back the change, man.
And he knows that probably the most fun
Fix
part
it.
was representing your guild and helping your guildmates in the open field wars.
어떻게 보면은 가장 순수한
You can bring
전쟁의
GvGs
길드
back
He thinks
without
that's the
bringing
most simple
harassment back.
and the most honest version of war and PvP in the game.
해드리면 어떨까 싶어서
And he wants to bring that. He wants to bring that back. He prepared something.
길드
어?
콘텐츠를 소개해드리겠습니다.
There's a
Uh-oh.
guild league content.
길드
Guild league content.
Oh,
Guild league
yo!
content.
랭킹전이라고
Yo, hold on. We're going to
Guild
be
versus
ranked?
guild ranked content.
Yo,
Guild versus guild ranked
boys.
content.
드리면은
Yo, pause,
일단
champ.
참가 신청을 하면 정규
Yo.
시간에 길드
Yo,
이제
it's
매칭이
huge.
진행되고 매칭이 된 길드들이 전투 지역으로 이동돼서 길드 단위로 길드 대 길드로 이제 전투를 즐기고 싶은 모험가분들끼리
Oh,
또 상대방을 킬하는 목적으로 싸우는 그런 방식입니다.
oh, it's gonna be an all-out like kind of guild versus guild style.
동부 경계, 모래알바트,
Wait, what?
별무덤, 뭐 최근에는 이제
별무덤?
핀란드와 남부나 울르키타 같은 곳에
What does that
Oh, this
say?
can be hard. Hang on.
전투가 자주 일어나는 그런 곳을
You can just translate what's on the screen and mute him.
참여 인원수는 상황에 따라 좀 이제 맞춰가고.
Oh, shit, that's too late. Hang on, sorry. I missed some stuff. Sorry, guys.
길드에서 싸움하면서 뭐
Oh, these are maps. These are the guild league maps. Guild league arenas, like or areas. You could-
GvG arenas?
Yeah, or areas. Minimum 10 to maximum 20 player fights.
10v10, 20v20,
Guild ranked
boys?
league.
boys.
다른 제한 없는 길드 간 필드
We're
Uncapped.
huge.
게임을 최대
Uncapped open world style.
Uncapped
They want to
open
bring
world
back the
style
feeling
maps.
of open world and uncapped.
하는
It's huge.
Yo, that is so massive. Yo, that's so huge. Whoa.
That is.
처럼 리그 시스템
Holy.
예정인데 실력과 아니면은 길드의 선택에
Wait, that's
따라서
massive.
1부 리그나 2부 리그를
Skill.
활동하실 수 있도록 구성을 하겠습니다.
There'll be two different like rank leagues,
Okay.
depending on how well and how strong your guild is.
Okay.
이
So they're gonna segregate it to help the smaller guilds and bigger guilds match up properly.
감을 100%다 채워줄 수는 없다고
He knows that this won't fully 100% bring back the open world PvP, but he still wanted to bring back guild versus guild PvP
전체에게
and mimic the feeling,
싸움을 좋아
and also be able to make it so that not every guild member has to participate, and the PvP focused members of each guild can really deck it out
Ellie's an idiot, right?
for some simple, plain war fun.
그리고 길드 리그 전에 이제 보상도 확실히 준비를 하고 있는데요.
Oh, and there's gonna be rewards. Rewards.
기본적인 보상도 있을 거고
Boys, rewards.
on win-loss.
최상위 대표
It's the first league.
하는 그런 리그로서 명예로운 보상들을 좀 준비하고 있습니다.
Is that there's gonna be big rewards for the top league, rank one.
그런
like a-
보상들을 준비해 보겠습니다.
There's gonna be
Show
two
me,
leagues on
Sean.
the top league. There's gonna be really good rewards.
복잡하지 않게
So I think it's basically like T5, basically.
서 제공해 드리려고 개발을 하고 있고
Okay, it's in development.
12월 중에 아마 친선전 형태로 먼저 모험가 여러분들께 선보일 수 있을 것 같습니다.
Oh, they're gonna have like a friendly demo. I think in December, something December.
Oh, okay.
대표적으로
Cafe
December
on ball.
demo
Yeah.
or display.
A Calphy on ball,
exhibit.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, yeah.
길드 리그를
오.
이렇게 먼저 PVP 컨텐츠로 준비
Guild League.
좀 어떠실까요?
Oh, okay. Now he's waiting for the chat. He's saying, "How do you guys feel about this new Guild League fighting content that he's introducing to us?" Dude, I think this is amazing. Holy.
제가
Okay, finally he paused. I gotta breathe.
채팅을 볼수 있으니까 좀
I can
양해
breathe.
부탁드리고
You're doing great,
I
man.
missed like 20% of what he
You
said,
kill,
guys. I'm
it's
so
fine.
sorry, Blue.
It's totally fine. You're doing fine, buddy. You're doing great.
필드쟁에 대한 그 감성을 좀 이제 다 가져올 수는 없을 거예요. 그렇지만 어느 정도 좀 여러분들을
He knows that he can't bring back the entire feeling of open field PvP, but they're doing this to introduce a different way
모르겠습니다. 네.
to keep the one-sided decks off, I think, basically. So
Good. That's
he's
what
gonna
I
keep
want.
communicating with us
That's
to
good.
see if we can find the solution, but this is something that they would like to introduce.
That's good. Yeah,
It's very
that's good.
또
I don't like them
다음
rolling back the one-sided deck change, but I want them to fix
Yeah.
open roll.
일단
Yeah.
넘어가겠습니다. 네.
Okay,
Good.
moving on now.
아직 준비
Guild
단계에
League.
여러분들께
Another thing under development.
내용인데요. 바로 이제 거점전입니다.
Okay, Node Wars.
많은 분들께
Developing something for Node Wars finally.
거점전이 바뀌어야 된다고
They're saying that Node Wars needs to change, especially in Korea. It's dying out.
막상 이제 변화한다고
Right.
하면은
Yeah.
또뭘 하라는 걸까 뭐 이제 지금 잘하던 건데 어떻게 되는 건가 이런 불안한 마음.
Node Wars changes.
지금의 거점전은 이제 모험가 여러분들께서 계속 말씀해 주시는 것처럼 뭐 높은 진입 장벽이나 알박이, 뭐
Boys,
카르텔, 뭐
It's
참여,
happening.
아니면
They're getting rid of the bullying and stuff. They're gonna focus on
여러 가지 있기
the
때문에
bullying and the harsh politics.
개선할지에 대해서 좀 많이 고민을 해봤는데
So they're trying to see how they can move forward while getting rid of the bad parts of Node Wars.
다 살펴보고 방법을
They looked through all the feedback in the forums.
할 수 있는 방법이 딱히 이제
He said there was no one solution. There was no one solution.
랜덤 매칭 이런 거 말씀해 주시기도 했는데
They wanted random matching,
되면은
but if we do that,
나보다 강한 상대를 만나게 되면
if you meet a stronger guild on the Node War,
결국은 전투를 안 하게 되면 알박이 같은 상황이 또
Yep.
반복되는
then
거고
it'll be like placing a stick or what's it called? Sniping.
상대방이
Yeah.
정해지면은 승패가 거의 나는
Correct.
수준으로 이제
Yeah.
필드 간의 그런 실력 차도
So
있고
the reason he's not gonna go the way of putting random opponents in guild versus guild Node
Good.
Wars is
It would
he's
be a-
worried about smaller guilds meeting too strong of a guild.
Exactly. It would be garbage. Good. Good. He understands.
진행 방식을
That would be literally the worst change ever.
생각을 해봤습니다.
They tried
So
to
they
put it on the
tried to
global apps. We said
change
no.
그래서 이번에 본격적으로 이제 개발에
The base,
저희가
to develop.
거점전의 방향을 먼저 소개해드리고
So this is their thoughts about what
okay.
they should do about it.
문제들에 대해서도 이제 여러분들
Thoughts on what they want
보려고 이제 오늘
to
가져왔고
change about Node Wars.
구상 중인 새로운 거점전에 대해서 소개해드릴 테니까 한번
Node
봐주세요.
War. Okay. Oh, they're introducing something.
큰 틀에서 먼저 설명을 드리면은
At the big picture of Node Wars.
기존에는 이제 거점 단위로 진행이 됐었는데 이제 영지 단위로 진행이 됩니다.
So it's no longer gonna be about nodes.
시작되면은 영지에 이제
영지가 뭐예요? What's 영지? Landmark?
중립 거점
Area? Shit.
그 중립
What areas?
거점을 한 개를 거점전 종료 시간까지 점령하고 있으면
Oh, it makes sense.
승리하게
It makes
되는
sense.
그런 방식입니다.
I think capturing landmarks, like areas. Yeah, not nodes, but
Yes.
okay, he's explaining more.
참여를 원하는 영지에 참가 신청을 합니다.
Okay, so you apply to the area you want to take over, not the node.
어떤 영지에 참여되는지 이제 랜덤으로
Okay, so 10 minutes before we enter, we find out which area we get put into. It's gonna be random. You apply where you like, but you might not always get it.
운영하면서 다른 길드랑 이제 쟁탈전을
Yes.
하게 되는 거고요.
Randomized area placement. 10 minutes, revealed 10 minutes before the war.
Oh man.
하면은 이제 거점전에서 이탈하는
10 minutes before war, randomized.
아마 그 이렇게 말로 해서는 잘
This is not good.
Explaining this is gonna be hard to.
Yeah, this is.
좀
He's
Just
saying through
focus,
words.
Julian,
He's
okay.
gonna draw it for us. Yeah, he's saying that. Yeah, he's gonna draw it for us. He says just by saying it by words, we might not understand, and that's correct. I'm very confused, slightly
Okay.
confused.
Okay.
Something about he said
He's
we apply
he's
for a
bringing in the
specific
board,
area,
boys.
not a node.
yeah.
he got
He's
the board.
bringing in the board,
Yep.
boys.
Yeah,
He's
he's
got,
bringing in the board.
he's drawing pictures.
Oh,
Primitive
Dennis knows what this
communication.
is. Okay.
Primitive
Yeah.
communication.
기본 룰이 굉장히
Yes, sir.
어렵지 않습니다. 되게 심플해요. 거점
We're gamers. We need this. We're gamers.
We eat crayons, man.
We're gamers.
길드들이 이렇게 10개 있다고 치고요.
Okay,
He's,
let's say there's
he's
10 guilds,
speaking
for
our
example.
language. Does he have Crayola?
Okay, there's gonna be points of interest
이렇게 있으면은
or nodes, right?
Okay.
10 guilds involved.
되면은 이
Alright.
거점 중에 어떤 거점이든 공격해도 돼요. 그래서 뭐 1번 길드는
Oh, you can go to any one of these areas to attack.
3번 길드는 뭐 이렇게
If there's 10 guilds in the war right now, you get to choose which area you wanna conquer. So this is
Okay.
in one war session, I think.
신들이 이제 원하는 거점을
So you just
It's kind
sign
of like
up.
capture the like area, I think.
기본적으로 이제 중립 거점
So you just sign up for what node you wanna go into.
막타에 성공하면은 이제 점령을
Alright,
하게 돼요.
PPW 이거 좀 더 okay.
What does this fix
So you
exactly?
take over the area by capturing it.
근데
And it's kind of like RBF but guild landmass.
룰을
That's what I'm understanding here.
하는데
They added another rule.
그 종료 시간이 있습니다. 여기는 뭐 29분,
Oh, each
30분,
area is gonna
Oh.
have different timers.
50분.
Wait.
So do you want to go for the fast one or the long one? So it's gonna be strategy.
Wait a minute.
So in 20 minutes, that first node is no longer capturable.
우리가 거점을 점령했어도 이 종료 시간이 끝나지 않으면은 계속 싸워서
You have to keep fighting over the node for 20 minutes. Someone else can take it over before the 20 minutes ends, basically.
결국은 이 종료 시간이 다 지날 때 마지막으로 거점을 그 점령한
Okay.
길드가
The guild holding
최종 승리자
the point of interest at the end of the timer of that point is the guild that wins that area.
점령을 한
Okay.
길드는 전장에서 이탈하고요.
Okay.
이 거점
If you take a node, if you take a point, you're out of the war now. You won. You won an area.
Okay.
1번 길드는
Oh,
So they
and
can
you,
move on to, so they can try again on a different area of war.
okay. So if you lose, you
So
just
you
go
might
to the
lose the
next
first
one.
fight, you can move on to a different point.
Okay. All right. That kind of makes sense.
So
Okay.
you don't get eliminated,
말씀하시던
you win early. It's not a process of elimination.
알박이 문제가 일단 없고요. 그 중립 거점에서 시작하게
So there's no problems with just empty sticks or sniping sticks or cartels.
점령할지
or politics.
싸우다가 약한 길드가 와가지고 이렇게 막탈 쳐서 먹을 수도 있거든요.
Oh, he's saying that this is good for weaker guilds too. So big guilds might be fighting each other, and a weak guild at the last 2 minutes can come in and steal it.
거점전에 익숙하지 않은
So there's gonna be a lot more like strategy involved.
수 있고
It's not brute force. Yeah,
중앙에
you can sneak in and steal the node or point.
종료 시간이
New node war systems right now, guys. No more sticks, no more bases.
있는데
You take over the land.
세금 단계가 가장 높은 거점이 될 거예요.
Hmm.
그래서 강한 길드는
This is really good, I think.
계속 신경 쓰면서 다른 거점전을 진행해야 되기 때문에
Oh, there's a random.
긴장감도 계속 유지할 수 있는
Okay.
형태가 될 것 같고
Okay.
Okay, so there's gonna be a big
길드 수에
a big node
거점에
that you don't know the timer of. So
Okay.
if there's a strong guild holding the big node, they have to keep thinking about the big node and the other nodes that they might want to take. They have to protect that.
This is the
So
bro.
it's
This,
trying to balance it out.
I don't
He's saying
know.
that a strong guild that is holding this specific one
길드가
is going to be concerned all over the board
거점 수가
to balance it out.
되고요. 그 거-
He says the more guilds involved, there's going to be more nodes on that war.
그 조정이 될 자동으로 조정이 되는 그런 형태로 좀 준비를
So think of a big map
일단은 이제
where
I'm
all the
somehow
guilds
more
go in,
confused.
있기 때문에
and there's timers on each of the nodes.
그들이 이제 서로
And if one guild wins a node, then you're out. You won the node. But the ones that don't own a node yet are going to keep fighting for the other nodes that have longer timers on them.
가서 다시
Yep.
또 다른
They're going to move on.
할수 있는
So you can keep fighting till the end. You don't get eliminated. You fight as long as you want until you win a node. or you win nothing at the end.
So I can keep fighting Cho for the
Just an
60
all-out
full
brawl.
minutes, or I can be out in 20.
아까 말씀드렸는데 그
I'm gonna take the
1번
20.
길드가 여기를 먹었으면은 이 길드는 거점에서 이탈해요.
Yeah. If you win a node, you're no longer part of the node war.
도와주고 싶어도 못 도와줍니다.
They cannot help. If you win a node, you can't help other guilds. Whoops. 아이고. That's cute. He dropped something. He says sorry. That's fine.
이 둘이
He's human. He's human, guys.
먹으면은
사람이죠.
He doesn't poop.
아마 여러분들이 좀 생각하셨던 그런
That was the direct translation.
그런 부분은 좀
Yeah, they're changing the old node war system
Oh,
to
dude, I
get
don't
rid
know.
of the bullying and the politics of deciding who wins.
Well, this is gonna make more politics. Wait.
It's
Wait,
to
this-
make alliances weaker. Basically, it's gonna make alliances a lot weaker.
I don't think so, man. I think this is gonna make alliances
No, because
stronger.
because let's say one of our alliances win a node, they're out. They're out of the war now.
대장님이 많이 얘기해 주셨던 내용이
You're only staying in if you're a loser. The longer you stay means you didn't win a node yet.
You just ally with Cho.
맞습니다. 이제
Cho takes the last node. Everybody else takes the smaller nodes.
사실 낡은 방식
That's true too, I guess.
준비 과정 없이 빌드 단계 없이 좀 편하게
No more building.
할까 싶었습니다. 그래서 진입 장벽 완화
his thing about-
한 거고요. 그래서 처음에는
Dude, I
It's
don't
gonna
know,
be a
man.
less barrier of entry now.
분들이
You don't have to build a base anymore. You don't place
Yeah.
bases anymore.
빌드의 성체가 되는 거고
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, now you can fight Cho
Yeah.
even if you're a weak
Mixed
guild.
feelings.
없어서
Awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
아마 좀 그 낮아지는 그런 좀
You don't need to have like set up all these like prepare a lot more than you used to have to.
부담이 굉장히 빌드 하시는 분들
He wants to lessen
Dude, I don't know about
the
this.
barrier of entry for all guilds.
굉장히 이거
I don't know about this, man. I don't know about this one.
Mhm.
This is sketch.
약간 어떻게 보면
This is good.
빠진 것 같고
He thinks
This is
that they
sketchy.
haven't kind of figured out how to balance it a little better.
너무 약하거나 아니면 알바기가 나오면 되게 허탈하잖아요.
And the worst part of Node Wars was if the guild was too weak or too strong, it just destroyed the war. But if you get sniped off or there's empty nodes where people just placed, he wanted to get rid of all of that.
또 이제 막 2시간
That was ruining, killing the wars.
시간은 다 끝나가는데 도저히 이길 수 없는
Oh, God, bro.
상황이면은
Or KRL playtested for
빨리
us.
끝났으면 좋겠다 뭐 이런 생각 나는 경우들도 있으시죠.
And he was worried about when there was no more time and you guys are still fighting over a
Nope,
node,
shut.
then you guys have to come into agreement. He didn't like that either.
새로운 방식으로 되면은 거의 이제 최소화되고 최대한
I don't know, man.
싸움이 좀 일어날 수
It seems really sketch, man.
했었습니다. 성체 부서질 걱정 없이 이제 뒤돌아보고
Fix GvGs.
No, yeah.
Fuck up node wars.
싸움에만 좀
So just like
그런 방법을 고민해왔고
okay, this part. Yeah, Sim Master. Basically, each ward is gonna be several nodes that all the guilds will be fighting for.
그
each.
시간도 지금 이제 9시에서 11시 2시간이잖아요. 1시간으로 좀 줄여서 고정하면 어떨까 싶습니다.
They're thinking about shortening it to 1 hour wars
채팅창 안 나오는
instead of 2 hours. Now he's gonna get chat.
I like that. I'm free sooner.
Honestly, at least they're trying, dude. They're doing
Thank you.
drastic
No,
stuff
I
right
hate
now,
that.
which is
I
what we
hate that
needed.
emote.
We needed drastic, all right?
거점별로 이제
We'll see what
2시간
happens.
직전에만 활발해지고 다소 이제 전투가 지루해질 수 있을 것 같고 또 1시간 정도면 아마 이제 집중도도 좀 생기고 전투 템포도 올라가서
And he thinks that it's gonna really fasten the tempo for having the wars at 1 hour.
당연히 있을 수도 없는 구조고
Because there's less prep time and all that, so you just go on, you war out for a shorter time with more focus.
활발한 전투를 이어갈 수 있는 것 같은데 이제 마지막 타격 저희 이제 점령 기준이 그거잖아요. 마지막 타격이라는 약간 행운적 요소도 있기 때문에 아까 말씀드린 것처럼
Huh?
규모 길드나 아니면 약한
Oh,
길드
the last.
희망을 가지고 참여를 해볼 수도 있을 것
I-
같아요.
He's
I'm
saying that
really
the weaker guilds
skeptical.
will still have hope because you can literally steal the node from stronger guilds if they're fighting each other, and then you walk in.
좀 이제
But I think the weaker guilds are just gonna get turbo farmed, bro.
준비해봤습니다.
These are the new rules.
I
Now
don't-
he's waiting for a response.
I don't
So he
think
can
this is a
respond
good
for you
idea.
now.
I don't think this.
괜찮다고
I don't think this is a good idea. I think
Korea loves it though, because Korea was having like huge issues. I think everyone in the Korean chat is saying they like it. Yeah.
Oh god, this is gonna be sketchy, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Makes
NA
me
wars weren't
nervous.
too bad, but Korea node wars were dying out as we
I
heard. 3
understand,
guilds.
대한 뭐 거점 단가,
Yeah.
뭐 인원수나 뭐 구속 건물, 공성 병기 이런 것들에 대한 궁금증들 많으실 건데
Oh, bro,
오늘
this
이제
is so
큰 틀에
sketchy,
대해서
guys.
변경하는 방향성을 먼저 이제 설명을 드렸고 기존의 거점전의 문제들을
Multiple guilds can win the war, but
그래서 이제 기본
so you're gonna stay in the fight until you win a node.
뭔가 여러분들이 뭐 건의 게시판에
How do you win a node?
Yep.
계속
Yep.
살을 붙여가지고
I guess
Yeah.
it's gonna depend on how you win the
Uh-huh.
node. What does this say?
Yeah, yeah. And then you stay in here.
그리고
Yeah.
이번에 이렇게 바뀌는 거점전은
Yeah.
꼭 여러분들이랑 이렇게 얘기해가면서
바뀌게 영지 단위를 거점로 참여.
좀 재밌고 여러분들 더 의미 있는
형님의
그런
거점 중립 성체.
했으면
오케이.
좋겠습니다. 지금까지 이제 설명드린 길드 리그와 거점전 개편이
I'm more excited about the guild. This I'm iffy about, but I think the guild league is gonna be crazy.
언제까지
Ranked guild
Yeah.
versus guild wars.
Yeah, that was the good
가장
change,
빨리
but
개발하겠습니다. 여기
honestly, this is almost worse.
농구 여러분들이 지금 이제
GvGs.
PVP 쪽에
Yeah.
Fucked up
할게
numbers.
좀 많이 없어지신 상태이기
For
때문에
NAU, it could be
그런
worse.
거에 대한 해소를 좀
Oh,
시켜드리고
boys.
싶어요.
I don't know. That's
I'm sweating. He was just explaining the reasonings again that came
Yeah.
up before you talked about it. So
yeah, guys. This is really sketchy. I don't know about the node word changes. I'm skeptical. It might work.
he looks shook, man.
그
Look at
다음으로
him.
이제 넘어가기 전에 이제 말씀
Oh, people have been advocating they'd be fired.
PVP와 관련된
Yeah.
패치들이
건강 안 좋아 보이셔. I feel bad for him.
설명드린 길드 리그나 거점전에 뭐 국한되어 있다고 생각하진 않습니다. 저희도 늘 말씀하시는 뭐 클래스 간 PVP 밸런스도 있고
Okay, so he thinks that this wasn't the only problems. Obviously, the guild versus guild.
그리고 비약도
And the node wars.
스트레스나 뭐 회복
So he's trying to address the stress of having too many elixir staff to run
생각을
Oh.
하고 있고요.
and the class balancing.
조금 더 저희
He knows that those are big problems.
드리면서
So he said, after we keep communicating with us, we're gonna keep focusing on balancing more and more
신경 쓰겠다는 의미에서 뭐
and get
큰 패치는
and chop things up
우리
into small patches.
많이 얘기해 주셨던 그 패치 하나 적용하려고 하는데요.
음.
붉은 전장
He's gonna put it-
전장에 관련된 패치를 다음 주에 적용할 계획.
He's putting a patch about the red battlefield.
우리 붉은 전장 이제 시작하는데 한번 나가면
Some of the RBF.
다른 팀 이기는 팀으로 갈 때까지 이렇게 계속 나갔다가 들어왔다 하시잖아요.
Oh, okay. So people keep rejoining to get on the winning side.
그 팀으로 유지되는
So now in RBF, if you join the game,
계획입니다.
even if you try to leave and come back, you're gonna be put on the same team that you
Oh,
were
thank
initially on.
God, bro. Why is it
So
not
red
like that
battlefield,
from
you
the
cannot go
beginning?
to the other team anymore once you join once.
보상도 좀더
Thank
의미
God.
있게
Why would you like? Why would that be a thing in the first
So
place?
that they can't be, so that people can't keep rejoining to get on the winning team.
재밌게 즐겨주시는 분들도 이제 의미 있는 변화가 됐으면 좋겠습니다.
It's a small patch, he's saying, because he's saying that he's read the forums and a lot of people complaining that people are just gonna be rejoining until they go to the winning team.
죄송하다는 말씀 좀 드리고
He wants to say sorry that this patch has took so long to come in.
그거라도 좀 하나씩 빠르게
Yeah,
He's saying
5
from now, even the
years.
small things, they're gonna try to do it faster and faster with patches.
콘텐츠에 있어서 준비 중인 내용을 이야기해 드려봤는데
Okay, this is about the PvP side now.
한 모습을 이제
Oh, this was about the PvP side.
뿐만은
boys.
아니에요. 그 외에도 이제 기존 콘텐츠들에 대해서
Hold on, boys.
개선하는 그런
Sketchy change.
고민을 하고 있고
Really good
한편
change.
연애를 비롯해서 다시
Okay,
좀
during the Calphion Ball,
다른 콘텐츠들 개선하는
he's gonna introduce other content
이야기를 드릴 수 있도록
during the Calphion Ball, not just the PvP side and these patches that he's covered just now about PvP. There's more stuff to come, but he'll formally introduce that during the Calphion Ball, he says. This is just to
Is that
address
for
the hottest things.
PvP? Is that for PvP? More to come for PvP specifically, or is just
Other
more to come?
content,
for PvP?
and I think he will. No, he's saying this isn't all. That's what I caught from this.
I
I'm not
see, okay.
sure.
I
That's
gotcha.
very vague.
그
Yeah.
수정 사항들 더 적극
He's waiting for chat.
We already know that.
해 드릴 테니까 말씀 많이 해주시고요.
Yeah, I hope the Korean chat's not bullying him right now. In his stream.
일단은 이제
Dude, this guy looks so
두
sick.
번째 주제로 넘어가서
Now it's the okay. So PvP is done for now for today. Now it's about
이제 문제들에
how they've been running the guild and how undisappointed we have been.
서비스적인
Yes.
This is the second point, the last point.
Okay, all right.
제가 이렇게 직접
Okay, boys.
This is the direction
왔었습니다.
of how to run
Direction of the
the game.
game.
Now. Direction of running the game.
이슈가
Alright.
되고 있는
Biggest issue was
특정 대상에 대한 혐오 그리고 이를 은밀히
okay harassment,
대해서 말씀드려야 될 것 같습니다.
harassment, and how
no.
they've been dealing with harassment.
저희 펄어비스는 국가, 성별, 민족, 뭐 지역,
He's saying Pearl Abyss
정치,
and Black Desert
종교 등을 막론하고
will have
사회적인 문화나 특정 대상으로 한 모든 혐오 문화를 일체 용납하지 않습니다.
he says zero tolerance for racist, political, sexual,
대한 혐오,
homophobic, any kind of toxicity they have zero tolerance for.
항상 강경하게 대응할 것입니다.
And this from now on, they will always have strong reactions. Please, dear Lord, not in NA though.
그거 말고도 저희가
Anyways,
모든
yeah.
소스를 점수 검사하고 있고
Consoles in shambles,
이번
boys.
시기로
They're looking to all the resources they can find.
있어서 부족한 부분이 있지 않은지 다시 한번 보완할
They're
거고
gonna retake to see if they've been lacking and how they've been finding evidence
조금이라도
of
Goon is
toxicity in the game right now.
shaking right now.
까지 대응하겠습니다.
And he's saying that from that they're gonna try even harder to find out the
다음
10A
different
bandwave
toxicity out of the
incoming.
game. That's what he said. It's kind of vague, but yeah.
Half of North America is going to get
That's
banned.
about macroing. We know a guy. Yeah.
두 가지 문제가 있다고
오,
판단을 하고 있습니다.
Macroing.
Macroing problem.
첫 번째는 의심 신고가 들어올
오.
First
경우
problem.
내용을 확인하고
Oh,
임시 제재를 하고 그 다음에 조사에
When there is
임하는데
suspected use
있음에도 불구하고 이것이 지켜지지 않았다는 것입니다. 그리고
He thinks that they didn't address it properly by investigating after there was a suspicion.
사람에 따라서 자의적인 해석이 가능했다는 점입니다.
자의적 해석.
상황이 이렇다
So sorry
보니까
guys, I missed this part.
내부적으로 논의가 진행되는 과정이 좀 길어져서 발생했던 그런 문제였던 것 같습니다.
Okay, he thinks that the macroing part that he's addressing it may have taken too long
그럼에도 불구하고
within the company.
해결하지
I hate
못하고
ducks.
And he said even in the past there's been something similar
것에 대해
and they couldn't solve it properly and saying this time they apologize for doing the same mistake where they couldn't solve the macroing issue properly again. I think he's being talking about
문제가 발생하지 않도록
the big one that we talked
Okay.
about with Blue. He's
Yeah.
not naming names.
센터 문의 주신 내용 이제 한 달 넘어도 답변이 되지 않는다는
Now we're talking about customer service taking too long,
꽤 오랜 기간이 있었는데요.
like tickets and
I was
questions
just
taking over a
apologizing
month.
for stuff.
드릴 말씀이 없습니다.
He has nothing.
7월 연애 이후
He's speechless about that. He's so sorry that it's been taking so long to get back to you guys. He said there's been an overload of complaints
넘었던 건
and
사실
questions for customer service.
인력 채용도 해봤지만 처리하는 것보다 쌓이는 게 훨씬 많아서
Yeah.
한
He said
달
it's been-
걸리는 경우가 거의 대부분이었고요.
He knows that a lot of things have been taking more than a month to get back to, and he apologizes for that.
내부
And he's only sorry about it.
개편하도록 하겠습니다. 그래서 이제
They're gonna change that in the future.
문의에 대한 답변을 언제 받을 수 있는지 답변 예상 시간을 안내해 드릴 수 있는 그런
From now on,
들어볼까 합니다.
they're gonna see if they can. You'll have a time span of when you will be responded to.
이해하지 않은 운영
They're putting a
Oh.
system in when you put in a ticket
Oh shit.
or question or
CM
whatever.
team's
There's
in
gonna be some kind of
shambles.
counter, maybe I don't know.
뭐
You have a guaranteed response time.
뭐 아니면 아시아 거점전 챔피언십 그리고 이제 최근에 뭐 연예
Yes.
임무 이벤트까지 이 모든 대응 과정에서 부끄럽고
But CM's watching this.
He's very sorry and embarrassed about all the recent issues
결과를
about the Asia World Championships and other topics.
라도 다시 바로잡겠습니다.
He said even though it's
Wait,
too
what?
late, at least now he will try to fix it.
수 있도록 온 힘을 다해 바꿔보겠습니다.
He'll use all his power and strength to fix these.
모험가님들의 입장에서 생각하고
He's really trying to understand from player standpoint.
했던 것입니다.
He's trying to understand from the player standpoint.
되돌려서 신뢰가 한 번에 쌓일 수는 없겠지만
He's saying that we can't go back in time and ask you guys to trust me again.
잡아가는 모습
But
보여드리겠습니다.
he says I'll show it through action by taking each thing one step at a time and fixing it one by one.
신뢰 드리지 못하고 불안감
Okay, so it's a very formal apology right now.
사과드립니다.
Okay, it was just another yeah.
이제부터 과거의 얽매이지
I think so. It's still very. I'm not Jay, guys. I'm trying my best to translate what he's saying.
변하는 서비스를 해나가겠습니다.
I don't know what he's actually thinking.
가장 중요한 것은
Next one.
변화입니다.
Okay, he says the biggest thing we need right now is change.
저로부터 시작돼야 된다는 걸
And he believes that the change has to come from him first. Jay needs to change first. He understands.
보다 더 열린 마음
He's saying that change is big, and the biggest change that has to come first is Jay changing.
부터라도
He wants to change himself.
바로잡아가고 개선하고 발전해서 변화하겠습니다.
He's not my actual.
He's repenting, boys.
변화하겠다는 이제 제
This is
의지를
confession.
보여드리기 위해서
To show that he's willing to change,
말씀드렸던 개발을 시작한 게 하나 있는데요.
he's going to introduce something to prove that he's willing to change himself.
5 more J's hammers.
얘기
Oh,
We would
a gun
accept-
class?
개발 시작했습니다.
Whoa!
They started development on a gun class.
컨셉 아이디어
Gun class coming.
Gun class.
Gun class coming. Confirmed.
He said last time we mentioned the gun class, and to prove that I'm keeping my
class
promise
coming.
of changing myself, we have started development of a gun class.
시작해봤습니다.
Confirmed. Gun class in development.
을 넘어서 이제는 벨리아 풍경이나 뭐 지켜야 할 것들을 스스로 하나씩 선을 넘어보겠습니다.
Gun class.
최근에 이제 모험가님들께서
Okay, next.
의상들이 너무 비슷비슷하다라는 말씀도 많이
Okay, now he's talking about the pearl item outfits being too similar. The designs.
매번 중갑이고
Yeah, he doesn't like how the warriors always like heavy looking,
나오는지 뭐 이런
and then how the lawns are always like light.
많이 해주셨었는데
So now they're focusing on the cash item pearl outfits to change designs.
과도하게 지키려고 했던
Good.
컨셉인 것 같습니다.
So
Less
he understands
clothing.
that they were stubborn
Respectfully.
in saying that no, this is the look that really represents the game. But from now on, he believes that there needs to be a change in the fashion since the players want it.
얘기해 주시는 것처럼
So they're gonna upgrade and have more designs,
더
not
현대적인 느낌이 있는 그런
not always being stuck to that class.
이 이야기 이제 의상팀
They're gonna change.
너무 좋아하시더라고요.
Oh, even the design team was happy when they said that we were gonna let you guys be more free
이미지 하나
with the outfits that are gonna come out now.
Okay, yeah, that's
Example.
big. Yo,
this an
school.
is this an
God,
example?
Jesus, this is
This is an
sketchy.
example of like costumes.
I like this. That's nice. I actually like that. Schoolgirl outfit box. Yo,
This
the
is just a rough sketch,
DK and
guys.
the
작업 중입니다.
하긴 한데
It's a stage 1.
이런 컨셉 괜찮나요?
bro.
This is
I
like a
think
sketchbook.
a
Alright? This
assassin
isn't-
with a
Don't
tie.
make fun of it. It's a sketchbook. I think it looks decent. I
Assassin
don't
with
like
a
the
tie,
colors,
boys.
but there's always die system, so it's fine.
좋아해 주셔서
He's
다행입니다.
dapper.
I
Got me
like it,
bricked
though.
up.
그러면은 계속 이제 뭔가 여러분들께서
Casual, yeah, a very casual look.
만들기 위해서
Try about to make fun of this.
제가 오늘
looks
준비한
good.
내용은 좀 여기까지인데
Oh wait, he said this is what he's prepared for today. Oh, short.
좀 짧네요.
Okay, he's saying that he thought it would be longer,
제가
and he was really nervous, thinking that it'd be a lot longer. But after doing it, it feels like very short.
제
만족감, I'm happy.
보고 싶었습니다.
He said the biggest thing he wanted to prove today was that he was ready to change, and that changes were coming,
네.
and
Wait,
that they were
so-
ready to become drastic
목소리 훨씬 더
I
from
don't
what
know.
they've heard.
귀 기울여서 좀 변하는 모습.
Are you gonna listen to us?
발전하는 모습.
I need to talk to Blue after this, actually.
이제 마지막으로 이제 제가 이제
That's what we want to know.
For the last point.
검은 사막이 이제 모험가 여러분들과 함께 쌓아 올린 콘텐츠들이 굉장히 많습니다. 이제 서비스하면서 새로운 콘텐츠 개발과 함께 기존 콘텐츠들도 이제 개선을 하고 있지만 소극적인 개선을 하면서 이제 유지보수 수준만 해오고 있던 것 같습니다.
So far, developing content, they've been doing small content, small things at a time, because they really wanted to keep the core content the same.
깊이 공감합니다. 모험가님들 말씀처럼
Because
이제는
that's what they want to do. Because everyone has been saying, why are you why are you bring these weird little changes when we want the core to stay the same?
그동안
And now he's agreeing. He's saying you're right.
어떤 과거를 좀 돌아보고
Shaky.
모험가 여러분들께서 이제
It's just another apology, kind of similar,
에 있어서 완성도
about like how he had the wrong perception of things, and he's willing to change,
모험가 여러분들의 신뢰에
Probably
보답하기
not a change
위해서
you like,
and
Shaky.
in order to gain our trust back,
더 달라지겠습니다. 오늘
I
it's
am
big for
willing
us.
to change myself
의미하실
for you all.
것 같은데
He thinks that we have a lot of questions more now.
다음에 이제 제가 이제 여러분들 뵙는 자리가 이제 연애잖아요.
Okay.
연애에서
He says the next time I'll see you is during the ball, Calphian ball.
찾아뵙고 싶고요.
And he says, by then, I promise to have changed a lot more. And this is it for today.
심야 토크는 여기서 마치고
Mhm.
다음에는 좀 더 이제
He
모험가
says, next time.
늦은 시간이라서
Mhm.
더 모험가들이 편한 시간에 다시 찾아뵙겠습니다.
Next time, he says he'll do it a little early, a different time.
들어주셔서 감사합니다.
He says, thank you so much for listening to you at late hours.
Yeah.
Good job. I mean, there's a lot to talk about here, honestly, because I think
Right,
Blue
yeah,
has
there's a lot-
some takes.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there.
I have some thoughts too.
I think he dodged the biggest concern that I had, which is that
What
he's
was your
just not
biggest?
listening. He's just not listening to the player base. He said,
Oh
bro,
no, okay. Yeah. mhm,
every time he
yeah,
comes
keep
in, he's
going.
like, "Oh yeah, we're listening to the player base. Don't worry, this time, guys, it'll be different." Like,
Yeah.
but like, I don't really get the sense that he's actually listening to our feedback, right? Like, there was no like
yeah.
attempt at like, "Hey guys, we're actually watching this forum now, or we're gonna make a better effort to look out on social media to see it." Like there's just it's
Gun
literally
class
just
confirmed. Yes, sorry. Yep.
yeah, the gun class was confirmed. But like they said, it was in development. We don't necessarily know if we're gonna get the gun class next. To be clear,
He didn't say next. He said you guys were spamming. You guys wanted a gun class to prove that I will stop being stubborn. We
Yeah.
have decided to start developing the gun class as you guys wanted. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
He wanted to prove that he is listening. Yeah.
right?
But I think the best thing, I think me and Blue, and I don't know if you guys like it, I think the Guild vs. Guild League
I think
is
that
going
was
to be lit.
I think that
gonna
was
be
pretty
lit.
bug. Yeah, I think the new
That was
GvG.
huge.
Well, I like that they didn't just roll back the one-sided deck changes. Rolling back
Yeah,
the
he
one-sided.
didn't want to roll back.
Well, I mean, rolling them back just that opens up harassment again. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
I want to see a rework of open world PvP, or I want to see a rework of GvG system in general. This is a step in the right direction, in my opinion. I did not like the I do like the one-sided deck changes being removed just because it helped them address harassment. If there was a way for one-sided decks to be implemented while still controlling harassment, it would be okay. But like, I don't think there's a way to do that, so the entire
Hang on, I have a
system just
question
has
for
to be
you. Hang on,
changed.
Blue, there's a
Yeah, go
question
ahead.
here.
All right.
He says, what harassment? Brother, where have you been? First of all, Blue gets harassed a lot too. For the last 90 days of my 120-day career on BDO, I've been harassed every single day. Even today, when after I went to get shoes, I was killed. I was fed to mobs for about two hours. I luckily only lost 1 crystal, all right? Okay? So there is harassment. It's a thing.
Yeah, I
There
mean,
is no what harassment, okay?
it declined. It like, yeah, so like server swap harassment. I'm not talking about people just killing you. I don't consider.
Oh, no, not just killing.
Yeah, I don't
we're
consider
not talking about
people
that.
PvPing. That's not harassment. PvP is not harassment. It's following people server to server to server to server and black robing them constantly. That is harassment, right?
Exactly.
If there was a way to pull that out of the game while still maintaining like the GvG system, it would be okay. I simply don't think it's possible. So like the only thing really to do here is to just rework the GvG system entirely. Open world PvP needs to be completely reworked from the ground up so that the open world PvPers feel that they have an avenue that they can go out and just run around and kill people. That's what they want to do without it being considered harassment. That's what we need. And right now, like the way our deck system was structured before, it just wasn't to be. Like it's can we explain it now?
Let me translate you real quick.
Yeah.
그래서 브루님이 말씀한 거는 지금 이제 길드 리그도 좋지만 그게 문제가 아니라 오픈월드에서는 오픈월드도 다시 돌아와야 된다. 그래서 GvG랑 오픈월드 PvP 전체 시스템을 바꿔줘야 된다. No, you're gonna go. Wait, I have a question. Yeah. Okay, but
Shaky, I
if
agree
you
with
grind
that.
and someone comes and interrupts you, making you kill him or him die to mobs who is harassed here. No, I'm talking about. I guess okay. I can't. It's not fair for you guys. I'm a very specific case, so I'll just be quiet about my case then. Because for me, it's like I start grinding, they try to feed me in mobs, I switch servers, they find me again in 40 seconds, try to feed me mobs, I switch it. So I'll just stop talking about that. My bad. So our level of harassment that we receive is different. I'm just very targeted. Okay, I won't talk about that anymore. Sorry, guys. All right, that's just my problem to deal with, and I'll try to figure it a way. Okay.
Well, I think a lot of people deal with it. No, like you're an extreme case, but I think it does happen. And, like people following people server to server and harassing people with the black robe has been a problem for years, and it should have been addressed forever ago. I like that it was addressed recently. It was only the only reason people are really upset about it is because it was allowed for so long, and now they took it away. It should have been taken away forever ago, but it should be fixed. Like the whole system just needs to be fixed. I've proposed different changes to this. I do not like the current Arsha system that they're going to implement on the global labs. I don't know how you feel about that. I think it just spreads PvPers out among 2 servers, and then instead of keeping them on 1 server. I had people asking, what is the black robe? So basically you can talk to an NPC and type in the character name of anyone on the server, and it will tell you their exact location. And it'll auto path you to their location. You can always
find them. Yeah. You always be able to find someone if you know what server they're on.
Yeah, people can always find you no matter what. Even if you're in anonymous mode, even if you're on like just doesn't matter.
그래서 동시 통역해 주시면서 노력해 주신 모습 좋습니다. 화이팅. 감사합니다. Yeah, so okay. So I think we can all agree that this doesn't he even said he knows this doesn't fix the open world field PvP problem, and they're going to address that. But just to help us have guild versus guild content, because he apologized for not providing guild versus guild content while removing the one-sided decks, their way of addressing that is now the guild versus guild ranked league system with like different maps. Right?
Step in the right direction.
Can go in. Yeah, it's in the right direction for sure. I think it'll give guild versus guild content now outside of Node Wars. Right? There's a reason to do it because there's going to be huge rewards, he said. Huge rewards on winning and losing. The ranked system, guild versus guild, okay? But as Blue said, they need to work from the ground up. And I'm pretty sure they knew that. He said he knows this doesn't fix the open world field PvP problem. Now the node war changes. Let me say one thing. I know why, and I agree with why NA and EU will hate this change. Let me just say why this change came about. Like Blue knows, kind of. Yeah. So in Korea, currently, there are only 3 active Node War guilds for T4 or T5 plus. There's only 3 guilds in Korea. And lower than that, they just play sticks and they own the node or some crazy shit like that. No one is node warring. All the guilds left the game. There's no more node war. It's non-existent in KR. So to address that, he is addressing this whole new node war system. Just so that you guys don't get confused. That's where this kind of huge drastic change came from. Now, the only good thing here is that I think they showed that they're willing to do something drastic. Okay? But is this good for NA and EU? I don't think so, because NA and EU is pretty solid on Node Wars. But it's because KR is dying. But here's the thing. If KR dies, guys, it's bad for NA and EU too in the long run. If KR really dies, it's really bad for NA and EU too, I think. Right, guys?
I will... So... Like the reason the reason that KR likes this change. So let's explain the change first. So they're changing Node Wars because Node Wars in Korea is basically dead. They only have 3 guilds that actually fight. on like T3 plus.
Yeah, T4 plus or something
or
like that.
T4 plus, yeah. So like the new Node Wars system implemented is you basically put your name into a raffle. We saw this on the Global Labs, I think, once before. You put your name into a raffle. It's slightly different though. And it's randomized area placements. Everyone gets placed on. It's no longer nodes. So instead of having like a bunch of different nodes that you all are placing on, it is like one area basically, or it's like one much bigger area that everyone is placing on.
I think there's different instances. So like that's one war, right? So like 10 guilds will be put into that area, and then another 10 will put into another area to fight for wars. I think I may have misunderstood.
We don't have 20 guilds, so there's only going to be like
that's
10
true.
Is like the
you're
maximum.
right. Yeah, I think you're right then. You're right. Yeah,
like,
it's gonna be like 10 to 15 guilds. Well, in T1s there are 20 guilds, but
yeah. Well, yeah, in T1s that might work.
T1s,
but like essentially,
okay, yeah.
Well, from what I understand, all of these guilds will be fighting each other on this bigger area, right? And like certain sections of the area will end or have like conquest points that you can take, but they'll end at different times. So like, and if you take a conquest point, you're out of the fight. You're done. So like
you win. You won a node. Yeah. Basically.
So like, if you take the 20-minute area, you're out in 20 minutes, and then the rest of the guilds keep fighting for the remainder of time. And then somebody gets taken out at 30 minutes, and then somebody gets taken out at 40 minutes.
You can't get bullied out.
Correct.
That's one good thing. That's the only one good thing, that you can't get bullied out of the fight. Yeah.
It is. Dude, like, okay, it could work. There's an outside chance that might work. This isn't an effort to fix, like they call it harsh politics.
And
like
cartelling.
where people like bullying.
He even used the word cartelling.
Yeah. Cartelling in Korean means politics. And he doesn't want them to bully each other.
Sorry, they have politics, but cartelling, I found out afterwards.
Bullying
the
politics?
definition of cartelling it's basically 3 strong guilds decide what node they want, and then they just take it.
Oh,
that's cartelling.
Cartelling.
It's like Cho and like Barcode.
Yeah, it happens from time to time.
Vertex.
Yeah, it happens from time to time.
The GMs will meet up in the same Discord call and say, yo, today we're going to hit this node.
Okay, that doesn't
happen.
And
who wants it? Who wants it? Cho Nation wants it? All right, you get it this week. That's cartelling in Korea. Like the biggest the top 4 guilds will collaborate to give a node to one big guild. That's the cartelling in Korea.
Yeah, okay, all right. My point is, I don't understand how this necessarily stops cartelling. This will make cartelling worse, in my opinion, because they're just going to... The reason those big guilds are dropping is not necessarily to take the node. I don't think that big guilds necessarily care too much about the node. They want to farm people, like, hard.
That's true.
And So if I'm Cho in this case, I'm like, sweet! We're going to drop. We're not going for the 20-minute area. You can have it, but we're going to farm you every minute until we reach the 20-minute mark, and then you're going to leave. And then we're going to farm everybody else until the 30-minute mark hits. And then we're going to keep farming them until 60 minutes hits. And then like the top 3 guilds can wait the longest and just farm people as much as they can. I don't know. I'm just thinking of ways this could be exploited. I'm not saying that like Cho is necessarily going to do that. I'm just talking about worst case scenarios. Dude, I don't see how this necessarily fixes that, and I don't see how it necessarily fixes Node Wars in general.
I think this was more for what I'm realizing is this was more to cater towards the weaker guilds. That's what's happening here. Cause let's say that Cho and Barcode are fighting, right? Or like Crawling Chaos, was it? Yeah. Sorry, I'm still new. Remember? Yeah, it's Crawling Chaos. Is it another siege? Yeah. So let's say that they're fighting over one of the nodes. Right? They're going to be fighting to capture the node. And then in the last like minute left, Rice can come in and take that big node while they're fighting each other.
Yeah, I just think
that's the kind of plan that they have. Like, it's like, it very sounded like he was trying to please, like,
it might work.
His whole point of this was just to break the entry of barrier for newer, weaker guilds. He emphasized that. But now it's really bad for the stable guilds.
Well, hold on.
So it's not a win-win. It's a win-lose, I think. It might work. Okay.
It might work. I don't think that 20 minutes makes it work, though. I think that if you let the small guilds fight each other for like 20 or 30 minutes, they just don't get as much PvP as like I think 60 minutes is a really short time, bro. Like, I don't even understand how you're supposed to kill a fort or like how to do a big fight. How are you supposed to execute Node Wars? I think cutting Node Wars down to 20 minutes, you're gonna take
your specialty. Yeah.
You're gonna take what people love about the game, which is like the 2 hours a day that they're having a tremendous amount of fun, and you're gonna cut that into potentially a 20-minute speed run maximum of what he said. He drew 60 minutes is the maximum, meaning Node Wars would be a maximum of 60 minutes. I cannot imagine that he would have drawn 60 minutes on the board if he was going to allow it to go the full 2 hours. So I have
he
to
even
just
said,
go ahead.
No, he said that. You're right. He said they're also thinking about shortening it from 2 hours to 60 minutes.
Oh Jesus!
He said that.
No, that's not good, bro.
Because he thinks that that'll make it much more fast paced, and since there's less like fort placement stuff to worry about and movement around, because everyone's gonna know where all the nodes are to take over, it'll be more fast paced, direct. We're going here, kill them off, and yeah.
That
1.2차 방송되는
that is rough. That is going to be a very poorly received take.
I can't really say anything on this part because I'm not experienced as you are in wars. Yeah,
that's that's going to be very poorly received, and I don't take it very well either.
They said they're considering it. Maybe they won't, because remember he said he's willing to take drastic changes. So if they do it and it's like feels like shit, they're gonna make it 2 hours again.
Okay.
If he's doing this kind of drastic change, so what I got from him, he said, my whole point today is I want to prove to you guys that I'm ready to make drastic changes based on what you guys have been asking me for. I will stop being stubborn.
Well,
I'll do what you guys are asking me. Yeah.
The question is, when he says you guys, who is he talking to exactly? Is he talking
at that time
to?
was the KR. Yeah, KR.
That's my point. That's so none of like NA, EU, SA. They don't care about the rest of the world. They didn't hear
sorry, can I
any of us.
something? I think there's so sorry. I think it's getting toxic in my chat. 싸우나요? 누가 싸워요? 싸우지 마세요. 싸우면 타임아웃 시키거나 밴 시키겠습니다. 싸우지 말아주세요. 우인원이랑 토론은 괜찮아. You can debate. 싸우지 말아주세요. I'm just a diplomat. Don't fight in my stream, please. You guys can take it to DMs or fight in Blue's chat, because Blue's more.
Yeah, you can fight in my chat. It's fine.
He'll roast the shit out of you if you fight in his chat, okay?
True. Yeah,
but if you fight in my chat, I just time you out. I ban you. Sorry.
Okay, so
yeah. Okay, yeah. Sorry, keep going.
So I think 20-minute node war is going to kill node war. That is going to kill the PvP scene. 20 to 60-minute node wars. Even if this somehow works, even if this far-fetched system for how, like, we're going to play some weird King of the Hill system for like 60 minutes. Even if that works out in the best possible way, you have still cut everyone's PvP in half. There is no way that people are going to take this. At most, you've cut it in half. At the minimum, you've cut it into 20 minutes, which is like, a sixth of the time.
Can I translate for you? They're asking me what you're saying right now.
Yeah. Okay,
what you said. 그래서 블루님께서는 지금 엄청 좀 마음에 안 드시는 게 시간이 너무 줄어졌대요, 이제. 20분 거점을 먹고 20분 안에 나간다? 그걸 누가 원해? 20 minutes? Actually, technically, no one's going there for a 20-minute fight to win war and leave. 싸우고 싶잖아요. Do you want to keep fighting? Right?
Yeah.
And he's saying that even 60 minutes, 60분도 너무 짧은 거예요, 지금. 약간 준비해서 다 같이 2시간 동안 이렇게 재밌게 왔다 갔다 싸우고 하는 건데 원하신 시간? So what time length do you want? Is they're asking. Just like, also, if 60 minutes too short, what do you think is fair?
I think 2 hours is fine. I think if they try to implement...
2시간.
So ideally, this goes to 2 hours. This is moved up to 2 hours. And...
딱 2시간이 적당할 것 같대요. 2시간 전쟁.
They can try testing this. I do not think that this is going to work. I think they should have done this, but they should have started with 2 hours. And then if it felt weird, they could have gone to 60. It was too many changes at once, I think, right? We can try it. Like, I'm not against necessarily trying it short term, but if it doesn't work, I expect it to be changed back. Like, I'm very skeptical. I'm okay with trying it because I know that the other regions are struggling, like KR specifically. I mean, NA's not necessarily doing the best either. We're losing guilds too. So, like, I'm okay with trying something different. This seems a little dramatic, and it makes me really scared. Particularly the minute, like shortening node war to 20 minutes potentially is like, I think that's horrible.
Well, 20 minutes for one guild. Only one guild will be out in 20 minutes.
Well, then the fight's based.
But I feel like most guilds wouldn't want that node.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They're here to fight.
Think about it, bro.
Gonna take it. They want to stay in the fight and go for the bigger node.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, we have setup fights, 2v2s and 3v3s. This destroys setup fights. You cannot have equalized fights anymore. So like, it's just not going to be fun. Like you're immediately going to, like, one guild's just automatically going to get taken out after a certain amount of time. There's no more setup fights. There's no more balanced teams. It's just people crapping on each other like in an RBF style.
Or maybe the 20 minutes was for the weaker guilds that actually wanted to own a node without having to face the bigger guilds. So I think the bigger guilds will stay for the fight. And let's say someone really wanted to own a node,
want to fight too.
Yeah.
Well, the weaker
is
guilds
true,
want to
yeah, God
fight
wanna
too.
fight too.
So like he's assuming he's making like the classic error of sitting behind a desk and assuming that all the weaker guilds want is a quick node
That is
without
true, yeah.
actually fighting. No, the weaker guilds typically are the ones that want to fight the most, in my experience.
That is
Especially
true. We
like
want
the
to fit in
T1
with the big
scene.
boys, you know?
Yeah,
we want to be the big
T1
boys
scene
too, bro.
takes the gloves off
Yeah.
and they're just beating the crap out of each other on every
Yeah, that's
single
all we do.
node.
Exactly. Yeah,
Right?
that's exactly
Like,
what we do.
Like I just don't. He just made the honestly classic J mistake of sitting behind a desk and just assuming that we want less
No, we're
PvP.
fucking tired of being the big. Care Bears have teeth too. What the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm concerned about the node. I thought they would do something about like, I don't know, but this is a huge change. They're just scrapping node wars. It's not about placing forts anymore. No more forts. They got rid of forts. You just go in and you fight.
Oh wait,
for
so
a
it's
node.
wait. They said they said you're just removing forts.
Yeah, there's no more forts.
Wait,
You don't defend your fort. You can't get killed off.
wait. So you're just a bunch of people that spawn in at a location.
Yeah, a bunch of guilds spawn in and you go for those nodes. To
Okay, well
conquer
that's
those
important
nodes.
information.
Yeah. Oh, did I not say that? Sorry,
No.
I thought I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my god, no! That just oh well, Node Wars is dead. That's it. Like I'm not joking. That's the worst change. That is like if you're removing flags, you're removing recos, you've removed all the strategy. It is literally just an RBF. That is all it is. It is a 20-minute to 60-minute RBF. That is not what we want. We do not want an RBF.
I'll do it with blue. Give me a second.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah, you should probably translate. But like,
Yeah. So
yeah, go ahead.
No, keep going.
we I can make it more concise if you want me to. But...
블루님께서는 이제 거점을 뺐잖아. 그러니까 거점 뺀 게 아니라 우리 길드 기지를 뺀 거잖아요. 맞죠? 제가 이해 잘못한 거 아니죠? I'm gonna make sure that that's what he said.
Okay.
기지가 없는 거죠? 맞죠? 기지 없었죠?
Well, that makes
성체가
sense.
없은 거예요. 맞아요. So yeah, so they did get rid of the forts. They're confirming that that's what he said.
Yep.
성체가 없는 거니까
Yep.
이게 걱정이 된대요, 이제. 그래서 전략이 완전 나갔다고 이제. 전략이 없어졌다고. So yes, you can abuse it, but you can't abuse it because there's no strategy.
There is no strategy. Like, dude, that takes
like, oh yeah, they
everything
can't
out.
abuse the node system. 그래가지고 전략이 없습니다. 무조건 공격 캐릭입니다. Yeah, he's saying they're agreeing this and that. It's no more strategy. It's just gonna be a full-on brawl between
That's not
guilds.
fun. We don't want that. That's the GvG
Well, it could
system
be
is
fun.
for.
We don't know. We don't
Well,
know.
yeah,
But I think
yeah,
you're
I
right.
do
It's
know.
not gonna be. It's not gonna be what you guys are used. Like,
Well,
it's
I
not
do
gonna
know.
Be, it's not gonna feel like a war. It's not gonna feel like a war. Because
Well,
if
here-
you're a war, you're supposed to plan.
Look
You
at
know
the
what I mean?
Valencia RBF and tell me that is a super popular thing and that people like to do that. Like, there are a certain
it's
amount
not
of people that
great,
like to do
yeah.
that, but there are far more people that enjoy Node War and Siege. Okay?
That
So,
is
like,
true.
having recovery centers, having a flag factory, having a supply depot, having, like, the ability to place forward outposts and cannons and...
Oh, about forward outposts and cannons, maybe. Wait, not forward. Yeah, maybe you can still place flags and traps.
Well, there's no force.
But there's just gonna be no base. There's just no base that you have to protect for yourself.
Yeah, well, then you're just mindlessly running into the enemy offense
Yeah.
balls over and over and
trying
over
to take
again.
over. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like a guild versus guild versus guild versus guild versus guild RBF.
It's just a giant GvG RBF. And I don't
Yeah.
think that we want that. I think that would be an
So-
interesting game mode if they wanted to add that. But, like, they're already basically
They
added
should have
that.
added it. They should have added it instead
Yeah,
of changing it.
If
You're
they had,
right.
this should be its
Keep
own...
Node Wars, but add this.
yeah, it should be its own thing. But, like...
Or like certain days the Node Wars like this, and certain days it's gonna be classic Node Wars. You know what I mean? That would have been fine too. Isn't like you know what I mean, right?
yeah.
Like
Like-
Mondays and Wednesdays
Yeah.
and Thursdays
That
is
would've
gonna
been
be
fine.
this style, the new style, and then like Friday, Saturday, Sunday is gonna be classic Node Wars.
They
That
should
might have
probably...
been.
Well, I mean, they could do
Yeah.
that for testing it. Would be good. But, like, I don't think... This is not going to work at all. I think people are going to hate this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like...
I think from the feedback,
I think from
if we give enough feedback,
Yeah, I'm
because he said he's
biased.
gonna address it again on.
I
the
am
Hideout Wall.
biased. So as a shot caller, the thing that appeals to me the most in Node Wars and Siege is the strategy, is like trying
Well,
to like...
you will still be doing strategy, like you will
No,
still
there
be
won't
running
be.
the ball.
No, it's just
Well,
one. It's just
yeah.
you're fighting the ball in the open field and everyone's spawning with the same spawn timers regardless, and you're
That's
just
true.
and you're just running it down. There's no necessarily objective to take. It's just whose ball is
I'm pretty sure
stronger
it's
in the field.
uncapped, guys. Mm.
It's just
So I want to ask for you and me to address the guild versus guild thing again, the league.
oh, okay.
So basically, it's not a 10v10. It's a minimum of 10 members, maximum of 20 members from each guild, and it's gonna be like a ranked system. like a guild league arena type thing, where a guild versus a guild, you win, you get rank points, and you get rewards if you win the war. So they are isolating, they're trying to mimic open world guild versus guild into a segregated area. So no, it's different than RBS and AOS because it's your guild members versus other guild members for ranked. So it's a 20 versus 20, guild versus guild with proper comms. RBF, there are no comms. It's a bunch of randos. You're mixed in with other guilds. But
yeah, I just...
Not gonna matter. That's not what it sounds like. What do you mean? Oh, not gonna matter. That's what it sounds like. It's literally AOS, but 20 versus 20 AOS basically, but for guilds.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be cool.
But it's uncapped.
It's cool.
It's uncapped. You can't just
Uncapped,
say it's AOS.
It's uncapped.
It's
It's not AOS. It's uncapped. It's uncapped.
Yeah.
It is uncapped.
And that's good. But like,
yeah.
Again, like, yeah, like, so like the GvG guild rank system, I think that's cool. I think that's good. That's a good thing to implement. I think that'll be fun for people. I think that's a good way to...
I'm not sure. Remember, I missed 20%, Blue, so sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know if he said it's going to be one guild versus one guild. I don't know if he said that.
That's...
So it could be more. It could be...
Yeah.
If you guys think 20 versus 20 is boring, it could be like 40 versus 40, where there's like 4 different guilds duking it out.
Regardless, the overall sentiment
Yeah.
is there's a ranked guild league system coming with maps.
Yeah.
GvGs,
Exactly.
more open, like more pseudo open world PvP where you can fight with your guild against other people. Now the node war changes I think are just an objective super L. For like the timed thing, that removing forts removes all of the fun from node wars, like, or at least the strategy from node wars. It just makes it a big RBF, and I don't believe RBF is popular enough that this is necessarily going to work. As far as the attacking each other and the time limits goes, I think it removes setup fights and it removes politics, just like Jay said. But like in KR, that might help them. In the rest of the world, that hurts us because now we can't set up our we can't do our setup fights.
I'm wondering if we do another like UN, if we can get them to do this for Korea, but not for NAEU. Because this is going to kill it for NAEU, but it'll revive it for KR.
I don't think it's going to revive it for KR either. Forgive them, Lord, that they know not what they ask. I don't think that this is necessarily going to help KR either. Just change for the sake of change is not worth necessarily doing. Like this is...
Yeah.
Like I don't think that this is going to help KR either. How does this solve the cartel? Like this isn't going to suddenly create a bunch of PvPers and a bunch of PvP guilds that want to fight on nodes necessarily in Korea.
That's true.
Like they're still only going to have 3 guilds. They're all just going to be fighting each other for 60 minutes instead of 2 hours necessarily.
Yeah.
But like we will see. We should have another UN soon. To talk about this really big J talk. I think that like I'll try to organize
Can
it.
you keep the notes? Your notes are better than mine because I was busy translating.
Oh yeah, I have all my notes right here.
For the next talk.
I mean, it'll be up on...
I see it. I'm looking at it right now. It looks clean.
Yeah, it'll be up on YouTube in about...
Okay.
Well, as soon as we're done talking, Node will probably upload it. Trying to address the amount of consumables needed for Node Wars and Siege. We're working on it, TM. Yeah, so like, I think that was good that he mentioned that. I wish he would have added, we're working on the amount of consumables you need for grinding.
Okay,
like, the amount of stuff...
I think you meant the overall...
Good.
So can you give me 10 seconds?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off, man.
You're
sorry.
Good.
Yeah.
Guys, I think that if he had said consumables needed in general, it would have been an objective W. Like, Onlight's doing a recap talk while we're covering it now.
Yeah. Okay, I'm back. Okay.
Yeah. I think that if he had just said they're just reducing the amount of consumables needed in general, it would be an objective W. Like just
I think that's what he was getting at. He said, I heard you guys complain about the amount of elixirs was too much. We've heard you. We will be addressing that in the future. So yeah, that's basically what he said. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be just PvP or just PvP. He didn't say any of that.
As far as
amount of elixirs, etc., we know there's inconveniences. We're going to fix that. That's what he said.
As far as Red Battlefield changes, this should have been done 6 years ago when Red Battlefield was implemented. if you leave and come back, you'll be on the same team as when you left. Instead of like people just constantly leaving to get on the winning team. That's why it constantly feels like, why does the enemy team just have so many more people than us? You know what I mean? Like that's been a problem forever in RBF. It drives me nuts. It's driven me nuts forever. It's part of the reason I don't do RBF. I'm still not necessarily going to do it probably, but like this is a good change for RBF. The fact that he said harassment PA will have 0 tolerance moving forward for toxicity, I was like, wait a minute.
Well, Korea already has 0 tolerance.
Well, I know, but so we're supposed to have 0 tolerance too.
That's true, but we seem to have, I think, 50% tolerance or something like that. I don't know.
Like,
I know.
Yeah,
I'm very, for my case, I just can't understand the 0 tolerance part. I'm so sorry, Blue. I
get it. Don't apologize to me. I'm with you on this. Like, wait, bro. We have people making your name with like the N-word and like getting away with it, dude. Like, what is going on right now? Oh, you just got a name change. You know what I mean? Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, they basically apologized for everything like 8 times. They're implementing guaranteed response time for support.
He apologized for 8 times. Yeah.
Well, they're implementing a guaranteed response time for support tickets. I think the CMT
and customer service. So I think it includes support tickets. Yeah.
Right. So customers, that is customer service support tickets.
Yeah.
So like, that's crazy. 1 sec, I got to rate. Hold on. Hit me, Bella. Thanks for the raid, sister.
He understands that in order for the game to change, he has to be the first one to change. That's what he said.
Now, everybody come over from Bella's stream. We're translating the new dev talk notes.
Come on.
Sorry, I got to rate. Okay.
Yeah, I want to hear it. I want to hear your rate. Come on,
okay. My bad.
I love it. Come on.
Hit me, Bella. Hey, girl. Hope you had a good stream, sister.
It's Bella?
Yeah, we got It Me, Bella. There we go.
Cutie Bella.
Yeah, make sure you guys all go give Bella a follow. Thank you so much.
Yeah, can we get a shout out for Bella too?
Yep, we got that.
She's a sweetheart. She's a darling.
Okay, so guaranteed response time for support tickets. That's like whatever. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Jay said he needs to change, and the game needs to change, and then his evidence that he showed for like I am willing to change was that there is now officially a gun class in development. Corsairs are in shambles. LOL, Corsair losers. Because like I think it's funny that they're like, fine, we will allow a gun class, and Corsair's like, what? Like,
is Corsair a gun class though?
Yeah, it's got a giant rifle, bro.
I know, but they don't really use that rifle a lot. It's like 1 or 2, maybe 3 of their skills, but it's like I think what they mean is like almost like a pistol class, where like all your skills are gonna be around on gun animations.
I would like it modeled after Miss Fortune, because I believe she has an excellent person. I believe she has an excellent personality.
It should be like Gangplank.
I can't. I hate that you just said that. Gangplank is my least favorite League of Legends champions, because
fine.
Every time I've ever had a Gangplank on my team, he's griefed me.
Lucian with flintlocks. Is that better?
No. That's fine.
No, you just want the female character, bro.
That is not true. Okay, I like it.
Red. Bike is in that. He's getting red, guys. I'm sorry.
That is not true.
My bad. He's getting red.
Booba. Translate Booba. Like Booba gun class.
찌찌 클래스를 더 달래요, 여러분. Oh my god, I can't believe you said that, dude.
You're welcome.
Oh my god. No, Booba, just put breast class, man. Booba. 찌찌 클래스 더 달래요.
Booba. Okay. All right, so the gun class is interesting. Just to be clear, he said it was in development. It wasn't necessarily the next class that was going to come out. You said it was in development.
No, it's definitely not the next class. He said from last late night talk, people suggested a gun class, and he said, I heard you, so now I've decided that we are going to create a gun class. That's all he said.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Working on better fashion and higher quality outfits. That's funny because we addressed that in the UN.
Yeah, we did.
That we talked about how they were like, how do you feel about the outfits? And we had like a whole segment on it. They said that they're going to have better outfits, and that they had, was it this right here? Like this was the teaser for the outfit that they had, guys?
No, they said, no, it was like a
mock-up.
It was an example of doing like, they said this is a rough sketch, and it's an example of they're willing to take the outfits in very different directions than before. So like Warriors always having like what he said in the past, he didn't like, basically they didn't allow the costume team to be free with across all classes. It's like this class has to have a certain set of outfits, and this class has to have a certain set, but they're gonna be more free give more free reins to the costume designers. That's what he said.
Yeah. So like, I think that's an objectively good thing. That's W. Like, I'm not arguing with that.
Yeah.
I am
Like, this
very.
specific outfit might not look good, but you know, it's.
Oh, I think that
they're gonna
outfit
do
looks
something.
great. I think that would be
I think
cool.
it looks good too. Though, honestly.
Yeah. But
That'd look
like,
great on a stage.
it would look great on any class. Like, I think that outfit basically works for everybody. I just overall, I think the talk went poorly. In my opinion, he did not address
really?
the
Okay.
fundamental problem that we have with the game right now, which is, I mean, I feel like he's not listening. I feel like they're still not listening, and this is the same song and dance that we've heard many times. That's just like, we promise we're listening to you, and they say we, but they're talking to KR. They say we, but they're talking to KR. They're not talking to the rest of the world. They're talking specifically and only to KR. And then I fear that they're also not even going to listen to KR too, because they haven't been listening to them either. What's the?
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
Remember
where?
last time they said they thought that PA was listening to us. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, that was crazy.
Yeah, when they say PA is listening, it's not to North America, EU. It's not. He didn't even mention the rest of the world. There was no attempt to translate this. There was no attempt to say, hey, the West or the foreigners or whatever, like anything. There was no addressing of the rest of the world. It was specifically what he felt that KR wanted. And the rest of the world is just like whatever pawns. Nobody cares. Like if KR said they didn't want the node war change, then we wouldn't get the node war change. Right? If
That is
KR
true, yeah.
if KR wasn't struggling, if KR wasn't like super aggressive about everything, he wouldn't necessarily even be apologizing.